On Wednesday, August the 24th, a strong earthquake struck a mountainous stretch of central Italy. Life has been lost, worlds have been torn apart, and many have been left uncertain of their futures. Here's what we know: at least 250 people killed by massive earthquake in central Italy. 3 Britons believed to be among those killed. London teen reportedly among the victims. Thousands of rescue workers still searching for victims in rubble. Strong aftershocks continue to be experienced. At least 8 foreigners were among the 250 people killed when a powerful, magnitude 6.2 earthquake struck central Italy this week, officials said, as rescuers continued the grim search for corpses going into the weekend. Scores have been trapped under debris, and along with this, tremors continue to plague the region, and some were felt by residents in Rome, nearly 100 miles to the southwest. The earthquake struck at 3:36 a.m., about 6.5 miles southeast of the town of Norcia in the Umbria region, followed by about 200 aftershocks over the next several hours, including a 5.5 magnitude tremor at 4:33 a.m. The authorities said the quake was comparable in intensity to one in 2009 in the Abruzzo region of central Italy that killed more than 300 people. Towns in 3 regions, Umbria, Lazio and Marca, were devastated by the quake, which could be felt as far away as Malone in the north and Naples in the south. As of Wednesday, the deaths appeared to be concentrated in 4 communities, in the towns of Amatrice and Accumoli, in Lazio, in Marca, in the village of Arquata del Tronto and the hamlet of Pescara del Tronto. Prime Minister Amatrice, speaking Wednesday from Rieti, a city in Lazio near the epicenter, likened the affected communities to a family that has been hit but won't stop. He vowed that the government would quickly start to rebuild, noting widespread anger over the long delays in rebuilding after the 2009 quake. Reconstruction is what will allow this community to live and to restart, he said. Immacolata Postiglione, the head of the emergency unit for the Civil Protection Department, said on Wednesday that more than 1,000 people were expected to spend the night in 4 camps being set up in the area. She added that an unknown number of tourists had not been fully accounted for. The number of missing people is undefined at the moment, she said. The mayor of Amatrice, Sergio Pirozzi, said that half the town no longer exists, adding that rescue teams were digging through the rubble, hoping that most people were alive. The historic center of the town, with buildings dating from the Middle Ages, was destroyed. The problem is removing people from under the rubble, he said. Asked how many people he thought were still trapped or dead underneath debris, he said, many, many. Mr. Pirozzi added that Amatrice had been cut off because of damage to roads and a bridge, and in a live television broadcast, he appealed for assistance. The town's missing reportedly included 2 refugees from Afghanistan and 3 nuns and 4 older guests at a local boarding house. The hamlet of Pescara del Tronto was all but destroyed. One individual stated, "When I arrived at the break of day, I saw a destroyed village, screams, death." Bishop Giovanni d'Ercole of Ascoli Piceno, who visited the hamlet, told Vatican Radio. He said he had blessed the bodies of 2 children buried under the rubble. Mr. Renzi, in brief remarks before he left Rome, thanked rescue workers and volunteers who had dug through debris, some with their bare hands, to reach trapped people, and said the nation had rallied to help. No family, no city, no hamlet will be left alone, he said. Expressions of solidarity and offers of help poured in from France, Germany, Israel and other countries, as well as from the European Commission. The earthquake was felt across a broad area pockmarked with dozens of small towns. Italian officials said it was difficult to gauge the number of casualties or the damage as the ground kept trembling through the night. The United States Geological Survey said the people in the region lived in structures that were a mix of vulnerable and earthquake-resistant construction. The bulk of the confirmed deaths, 193 at the latest count, were in the small mountain town of Amatrice, which normally has a population of around 2,500 but was packed with visitors when the earthquake struck as people slept in the early hours of Wednesday. 3 British citizens were killed in the 6.2 magnitude earthquake, an official from Amatrice told the BBC. The British Foreign Office did not immediately confirm the report, but Boris Johnson, the Foreign Secretary, has said a number of British nationals were affected. My deepest sympathies are with the Italian people and everyone affected by the terrible earthquake, said Johnson, who sent condolences to his Italian counterpart Paolo Gentiloni. Sky News reported that 2 British nationals killed in the earthquake were owners of a house in the village of Somati, 1.3 miles from Amatrice. It appears that the owners' 2 children survived the earthquake, however their condition is currently unknown. The other Briton was the teenage son of a family who were staying with the owners, the broadcaster reported. The Daily Mirror reported that the boy, 14, was visiting with his family from London. The boy's parents were injured, and are currently being treated in Rieti Hospital, while his sister survived and did not need hospital treatment, the newspaper said. According to a doctor from Rieti Hospital, the 14-year-old's sister did not need hospital treatment while his mother was suffering from facial fractures and his father had a broken leg. The British woman was brought here by rescue workers on Wednesday while her husband was taken to L'Aquila. Rieti Hospital director Pasquale Cardasai told the Mirror. When we discovered he was there we decided they would be happier together, so we decided to reunite them. Since the man was less badly hurt it was easier to bring him to her. We hope that they can be a support to each other. The newspaper also reported that the parents had been informed of the boy's death after they were reunited. The couple's daughter was being looked after by other relatives while her parents were in hospital, the Mirror said, adding that the family were visited in hospital by British embassy officials. 2 Romanians were among the dead, the country's foreign ministry said on Thursday, while 4 nationals were injured and 8 more were still missing. Spain's foreign minister said 1 Spanish national had been killed, with Spanish and Italian media saying it was a young woman who had lived in the village of Ilica with her Italian husband, who survived. Canada and El Salvador both said that one of their citizens had been killed in the earthquake. We share in the grief of the lives cut short by this terrible event, said Canadian Foreign Minister Stéphane Dion in a statement. El Salvador said the victim, Rosaura Valientivto, had been living in Italy since 2009. Her son, Roberto Valienti, survived with minor injuries. The disaster comes 7 years after an earthquake in the nearby city of L'Aquila left 309 people dead, raising questions about Italy's ability to prepare for seismic events. I highly encourage those who are in a position to assist, to consider donating to programs like the Red Cross or the All Hands Volunteers program. If interested in donating to the Red Cross, there are numerous methods, but my favorite is via texting. To donate, text Red Cross to 90,999 to give $10. If you wish to donate to the All Hands Volunteers, visit www.hands.org and click on Donate. Either way, your efforts help people affected by disasters such as hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, wildfires and tornadoes. Stay tuned for more, and if you would like to chat, please post down below. I would like to hear from you. Make certain to like, subscribe, and share this video. Also, if you like the social media thing, you can link to us via the standard allotted social sites in the description. Stay alert. Be safe.